What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Darian, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy, back with another video today. If you're a person that loves fragrance and fashion, then you found the right channel. I invite you to go ahead and click the subscribe button. And if you don't mind, take another quick second to make sure you hit the bell icon as well to get notified anytime I upload new content on this channel. So as I said, guys, this channel is about fragrance as well as fashion, and we're going to touch on both those things today. I'm going to be doing my review of the new Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever. The fragrance seems to have been getting a lot of attention in the fragrance community as of late, so I picked it up. I'm going to give you guys my take on it today, as well as I'm going to give you a quick unboxing of a nice pair of loafers that I got from a company called Carlos Santos. I just want to, unbox those for you guys really quick, let you take a look at them. This is going to be a fun video. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to be enjoying. Of course, I have some coffee. So I'm going to have some coffee. I'm going to talk to you guys about fragrances and about a nice pair of loafers that I got, man. That's the life, right? Anyway, man, so you know how we do it. We want to hear my impressions on Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever and take a look at these nice loafers that I picked up, and you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in, man. We're going to jump right into the video. Really quick, I've been doing style tips at the beginning of a lot of my videos. As I said, I want to incorporate a little bit more of the style content into talking about fragrances as well. Listen, fellas, you may not be into this kind of attire, and I'm talking about menswear, suits, nice shirts, blazers, trousers, shoes, and the whole nine. But there is a time and place that I think all men should at least have one or two suits in his arsenal, so in his wardrobe. So that's why I talk about these things. And I just want to be able to tell you guys about places where you can get these things that are quality and you're not going to have to break the bank for them as well. That's the whole goal. So I talked a few videos back. I'm still filtering through the emails, guys, through the comments. I asked who would be interested in going a little bit more in depth with some of the fashion stuff. So I'm starting a little group. It's going to be only about 100 people. I'm starting a group. I'm still filtering through the first video where I mentioned it. So once I get to that 100, I'm cutting it off because it's going to be kind of a little specialized thing that I'm doing. Again, for folks that really have an interest in going deep into, a little deeper into the fashion stuff. And I have a lot of fun things planned that we're going to do in that group. But anyway, like I said, let me get to these, under unboxing of these shoes. We'll talk about that another time. All right, so Carlos Santos is a shoemaker out of Portugal. They make some, from what I'm able to see, some nice shoes, Goodyear welted. So they have great construction, great leather quality on their shoes, etc., etc. Some of the main things you want to look for. And I just want to show you guys these loafers that I got. I got them from a place called A Noble Shoe. It's a guy, I think his name is Kostas, if I'm not mistaken. I learned about him through my guy Vladimir Richer. Vladimir, you need to come back and do some videos, man. We miss you out here. But I learned about his shop through watching his channel, and so I purchased my first pair of shoes from Kostas at the Noble Shoe. I think that's the name of his shop, and it's these right here. So let's get into it really quick. All right, so there's a note in here. That's a nice touch. It's very much a handwritten note from Kostas, and it says, thank you for your purchase. Enjoy your loafers. The suede is great. I hope you followed the sizing advice since these are final sale. However, if you need to adjust the fit, you can use a tongue, I think it's a tongue pad, and it will solve any slip. Best, Kostas. So thank you, Kostas, for the handwritten personalized message. That's a nice touch. Guys, the summertime is the perfect time to wear loafers, okay? And so that's why it was a good time to make the purchase. They have a card in here. Also a shoe tree. Guys, never put your shoes on, dress shoes on without a shoe tree. So a shoe tree in here. We have shoe bags. Go. And let's take a look at these loafers. All right, so here they are. They are a brown suede tassel loafer. You can see that. All right, so anytime you buy shoes from like some of these Spanish shoemakers and things of that nature, they're gonna come in a UK sizing. So I'm a size 10. You always want to take one size down. So this is a size 9. I just want you to take a look at the beautiful sole of these shoes. That is absolutely gorgeous. It's a leather sole. It has open channel stitching on the bottom, so that means that you can see the stitching, the Goodyear welt on this shoe. Now, a lot of times when you go up to, a lot of times they're more their next level grade line, they'll have closed channel where you won't be able to see the stitching on the shoes. They're more exclusive lines with a lot of these shoemakers, but again, I really like these, man. I can tell the suede is of the highest quality. Can't wait to rock these shoes with some nice trousers over the course of the summertime, some nice blazers, sport coats, and things of that nature. So just wanted to show you guys these shoes. I think they're really dope. And when I actually wear these, I will make sure I post some pictures on Instagram and stuff like that. If you're not following me on Instagram, please do. It's the_bowtie_fragrance guy. All right, guys, so we've unboxed the shoes. Let's get to the fragrance. All right, guys, so the first thing I want to do is give you a quick look at the presentation. One thing I've always loved about the Dolce & Gabbana light blue fragrances is the box. They have this nice velvety texture to the box, and that's something that I really like. It's such a beautiful box. I mean, it's just the feel of it in the whole nine. Always have liked the boxes from the Dolce & Gabbana light blue. Well, the original at least had the same texture to it, but I think they went away from that for some of the others, but they came back to it. So I love the box, and here is the bottle. That's one of the things that really drew me to this fragrance as well. I mean, when you're a collector, you of course want to take into account how the fragrance smells, but a lot of times the presentation as well is something that we really pay close attention to, and something that really draws us to fragrances oftentimes. But this is the presentation. I love the presentation on this one. It has that kind of almost dark teal color on the bottle with gold embellishments, and that is something that I really found to be attractive about this particular bottle. Now, this fragrance does come in 2 sizes. There is a 1.6 ounce. That is $80. And you have this one, which I have, which is the 3.4 ounce, and this retails for $110. When this fragrance first came out, I was going to wait until the fragrance hits the discounters, because with the light blue flankers, as you guys know, after a couple of months, you're going to start finding these in the rack stores, because they come out with a light blue summer version of this fragrance every year. And I have a few of them here that I've purchased that I want to kind of mention those as well throughout the course of this video. But I was going to wait. And then I started to see this buzz that was created with this fragrance, and I started hearing about this nice, beautiful grapefruit note in the opening. Now, my experience with grapefruit has not been the best. A lot of times grapefruit can go really sour on my skin, but I had to really see what the fuss was all about. So when it first came out, I was like, I'm gonna wait. And then I finally sprayed this on my skin, and I said, I have to have this fragrance. And I went on ahead and bottled it up. So what you get in this is, let me spray it and then I'll go into it, but the sprayer on it is pretty nice. And it is the most photorealistic smell of a nice, sweet, juicy, succulent grapefruit in the opening of this fragrance. Sincerely, in all honesty, one of the best that I've smelled in fragrances. In my personal experience, this is the best grapefruit that I smell in fragrances in my experience. Again, I can literally envision, or it feels like, or it smells like, I'm sorry, that I am holding a grapefruit in my hand. I've just taken a bite out of it. There is juice dripping down on my hands from taking a bite out of this succulent grapefruit, and that's what this smells like when I put my nose to it. The opening of it for about that first 5 minutes is a blast of grapefruit with a little bit of spiciness. Well, really it's more of a muskiness that kind of accompanies the grapefruit in the opening of the fragrance, and I absolutely love the opening on this particular scent. Now, as far as the note breakdown in this fragrance goes, I'm just going to kind of go through what I get from it. They list ozonic notes in this scent as well, and what I get from that ozonic accord, it's kind of like a fantasy note, but what it does is it creates this really airy, clean feel to a fragrance, and that's something that I really feel like I can pick up and detect throughout the course of the wearing, the full duration of wearing of this fragrance. That really clean, kind of fresh airiness seems to kind of, stay in the background throughout the duration of your wearing in this particular fragrance. And it's something that I really like, because when you think about a fragrance of this nature, the light blue line of fragrances, you think oftentimes clean, kind of clean and fresh. And this really helps to keep the fragrance fresh throughout the course of your wearing. Now, there's also violet leaf in this fragrance, and what that does is it gives it a really, really clean heart. After about that 15-minute vibe, this fragrance really, you really can detect the violet leaf. Now, there's a big difference between violet and violet leaf. When there's violet in fragrances, violet oftentimes gives off more of a powdery sensation, but with violet leaf is more green. Envision fragrances like Green Irish Tweed, where you kind of get that freshly cut grass kind of vibe. That's kind of what you pick up when you get to the mid of this fragrance at about 15 to 20 minutes or so into it. You really start to pick up that kind of green undertone that is coming from violet leaf. Now, there's also patchouli in this, and that's where in this fragrance, more than an earthy sensation, it gives off more of a musky vibe. You get musk, like a musky sensation, and that is coming from patchouli. And oftentimes when patchouli is used with more aquatic notes, citrus notes, it can come off more of a musky vibe. And that's what you get in this. And I get the patchouli about 5 minutes in, because like I said, with that grapefruit in the opening, is met by that patchouli, and it's really, really musky. And I think for some people that may throw them off, but for me, it was a welcome addition, because I've never smelled anything like this in the other light blue fragrances that have come out since the initial light blue fragrance. This is really, really nice, I think, touch. That musky vibe really kind of helps to, I think it really helps to keep this fragrance, give it some lasting power. We're going to get to performance in just a moment, which I think for what it is, it does. I had great performance out of it, but I'll get to that in a moment. But I think that patchouli really helps to kind of give this fragrance some longevity, and that musky vibe really gives it like I said, just a totally different vibe from anything you're accustomed to from fragrances from this light blue line. Now, when you're about 2 hours into the wearing of this fragrance, you're also going to get white musk. Now, white musk is not like original or the musk that you're accustomed to. White musk is more of a clean, soapy type of note, and the white musk, along with the ozonic accord that's in this, kind of helps keep this fragrance fresh. It keeps it from going overly musky with the use of the patchouli. There's also I think Java vetiver in this as well, and that's really gives a nice woody base. It comes off really, really woody. I would compare it almost to what you would get from a cedar wood, but not quite as dry. But this is a really, really good fragrance. Very, very well done. I will tell you, in my personal opinion, this is the best light blue flanker that they've come out with since they started doing all these other flankers, because there are about 963 light blue flankers since the original. But to me, this is the best of the best of all the flankers. So I really, really enjoyed this fragrance, and to me, it was definitely worth picking up. Now, as it pertains to the overall performance of this fragrance, you're going to get a nice push on this one for about that first hour and a half to 2 hours. After 2 hours, of course, it does sit closer to the skin, but I did get about 6.5 hours of complete longevity, which for a fragrance that is composed of this nature, I think that is acceptable performance. What I did when I take a lot of my fragrances with me anyway on a daily, and at about the 6.5 hour mark, I just spritzed myself a few more times and I was good to go. But acceptable performance for what this fragrance is. But again, man, overall, I really, really like this one. I'm glad that I actually picked it up, because I think that it is full bottle worthy. Now, I mean, it's not something you have to run out and buy. but I do think it's a really solid release. Again, in my humble opinion, it's the best light blue flanker that they've come out with. There are a few others that I thought were full bottle worthy. You have light blue, Love is Love, and this is probably my second favorite. A lot of people dismiss this one, but I liked it because of that gelato note. It gives that kind of, it's like an ice cream accord, vanilla ice cream accord, and it worked well for me. Of course, there's O Intense, and a lot of people go crazy about this one, and I like it, but again, I don't think it's better than Light Blue Forever or Love is Love, in my opinion. And I finally picked this one up, another one that had a grapefruit accord in it. This was the light blue Sun. And to me, this is the opposite end of the spectrum for grapefruit. This was one I had to really spend some time with and kind of adjust to it because it was a little sour on my skin initially. But this one comes out the gate nice, fresh, juicy, and succulent, and a more sweet type of grapefruit. So again, at the end of the day, I think this is a great release from Dolce & Gabbana, one that comes highly recommended for me, your boy, the bow tie fragrance guy. All right, guys, that's it. That's my time. I hope you enjoyed this video as I gave you an unboxing of a beautiful pair of loafers from Carlos Santos, and I gave you a review of the new Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever. As always, I appreciate your time and attention to these videos because, of course, you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're right here with me, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and share these videos out to folks that you think could use this information or find me entertaining, because I'm your guy, the bow tie fragrance guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.